Throughout the history of time, life has been a wonderful cryptic gift. The thought of life's meaning has been questioned many times from ancient scriptures to everyday English classes. Man has tried to answer this question, but has failed miserably. So there's no way I'm going to do that today. Instead, I decided to take in everything I have learned so far in my life to help me take a stab at this enigma. Ego, which is a universal construct, has also been undecided upon its true essence. In many texts we read this trimester, we have examined the meaning of life through many different lenses. The nature of ego resonates extremely with the meaning of life, and this is prevalent in many of our novels. In the stories of Anthem, Death Knocks, and Myth of Sisyphus, the meaning of life is embedded deeply in the text. However, there is a more dense underlying theme that needs to be touched upon. At first sight, ego has a negative connotation that is the antonym of humble. When ego is further examined, it seems that everyone has an ego that is both somewhat good and somewhat bad. The balance of ego is what is important in one's life. As seen in the novel Anthem, Ayn Rand wrote about the dangers of taking away this sense of self, which prevents anyone from having an ego. Later in the novel, the main character, Equality, finds out the importance of having one. And here, over the portals of my fort, I shall cut in the stone the word which is to be my beacon and my banner. The word which will not die shall we all perish in the battle. The word which can never die on this earth, for it is the heart of it, and the meaning and the glory, the sacred word, ego. As Equality learns, ego is what sets man to be different from one another and allows for man to strive to be better. Similarly, in the short story Death Knocks, Nat Ackerman prides himself based on his conditional wealth. I make a beautiful dollar. I sent my 2 kids through college. One is in advertising, the other is married. I got my own home. I drive a Chrysler. My wife has whatever she wants, maids, mink coat, vacations. Right now she's at Eden Rock. $50 a day because she wants to be near her sister. I'm supposed to join her next week, so what do you think I am, some guy off the street? Nat's ego is what he has earned due to his hard work. The author, Woody Allen, has the character of Death step in the way of Nat's life to tell him that death doesn't care about your life successes. Instead of accepting his fate, Nat goes on to gamble for an extra day of his life. Nat's ego is a force that gives him meaning in life. In The Myth of Sisyphus by Albert Camus, life is discussed as a meaningless toil with no end whatsoever. However, just like Nat Ackerman, Sisyphus puts his own meaning into his seemingly meaningless life. He is eternally doomed when he is punished to roll a boulder up a mountain just to watch it roll back down. Many of us would say that there is no point in doing this, but Sisyphus is able to give meaning to this meaningless job to make it easier on himself. Life is what you make of it, and everyone, including Sisyphus, Nat, and Equality, give it their own meaning. Alan Watts, who is a British philosopher, author, and Buddhist, takes a very unique look at the nature of ego. In his many writings, he describes ego as a part of oneself. Ego is a social institution with no physical reality. The ego is simply your symbol of yourself. Just as the word water is a noise that symbolizes a certain liquid without being it, so too, the idea of ego symbolizes a role you play, who you are, but it is not the same as your living organism. As Watts discovers, ego plays a crucial role in the understanding of one's meaning of life. There is no set meaning of life. After reading all of these texts, I am able to conclude that life gets its meaning from the individual who is living in it. Ego is integral in life because it is fluid and can be manipulated easily. Ego is what everyone identifies themselves with and is how one describes the quality of their character. It gains meaning over time when people are assessed on their capabilities. Ego helps when one needs to find meaning in life by telling them what they find joy in doing. I don't think there's a set meaning of life, but what do I know? So I've asked the smartest person I know to help me tackle this question. That's right, my 11-year-old brother. Hey Alex, what is the meaning of life?
Something you cut with.
What do you mean something you cut with?
You know the meaning of knife.